Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 39 of Civilization 5 as Rome on Immortal difficulty, where I have next to no clue what I'm doing. I wouldn't say that I'm losing, but I wouldn't say that I am winning either. I think we're in a bit of a... We're a contender. We're a contender for first place, put it that way. You want a research agreement. I am going to refuse because you want a unreasonable amount of stuff to get that research agreement, and I'm already the science leader, so I'm not necessarily sure that it is in my best interest, and I think I'd rather hang on to the money right now. Now, Pakal is actually friendly with me. I wonder if he's willing to trade for some of those lovely spare resources that he has. Would you allow me to buy... I mean, I don't need to buy gems off you, I suppose, but... would you allow me to buy gems from you? It's going to be 9 if he lets me do it at all. Yeah, he will. Okay, so we've got gems. We'll probably get a Wheel of the King Day somewhere. World leader, we will always vote for ourselves. We're nowhere near getting a diplomatic victory anyway. Caravans I would like to get rid of, but there's probably not much point doing it until we're maxed out on cargo ships. So we will actually start sending some food to Rome. I think we'll keep a cargo ship for that very purpose, because Rome's growth is crap at the moment. So we'll send food there. And maybe by sending food there, we can actually build it up enough to be able to work a few more tiles. That's a more reasonable research agreement. But again, I don't think we need it. We're far enough ahead now not to have to really worry about research agreements. Science is not a problem. Yeah, I'm putting out 1,300 science per turn. Okay, so that's interesting. I will keep my eye on Morocco, because if we do have the opportunity to ninja Marrakesh from the AI, then we may end up doing that. We'll see how things go. Nothing that I can even do on that turn. So we'll just go on to the next turn. Of course, we did discover satellites, so that's allowed us to see the rest of the cities on the map, so we can see what everyone else has. So you're happy with us now because we're order. It took a long time for that to filter through. Now, you're also friends with Japan, but I feel that might backfire on you, as we already know that Japan has plotted against you at least once. Tangiers is taking damage. There's probably a Japanese navy over there. We know that Japan had a hell of a navy, so that might be what's going on. And we've got another turn where we can't do anything. So we're just waiting at the moment until we have a navy of our own. And we're also trying to build up some... well, we're trying to get our science up so we can get missile cruisers, because that'll give us some decent anti-air against Japan's aircraft. We're also going to try and get some carriers with some fighters, because that will help as well. So I think Pakal is the second person to complete the Apollo program, so we're quite a bit ahead there. We're definitely going to start working on those spaceship parts. I know that a spaceship victory is probably both the easiest and the most disappointing victory type, but what can you do? Okay, so we have grown over here thanks to that extra food, and we're now working a tile that is giving us some more production, although we could go one less production and get one more food and grow even more quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. 3 turns for the SS cockpit, that is fine. Do we have another spaceship part that we could queue up? Not yet, we don't, but we are working on it. Rome is the only city to have grown, so let's go on to the next turn there. Got over 1,000 gold in the bank. Happiness is good. Yeah, things aren't too bad. So the plan is, if we do go to war against Japan again, which we might... Oh, being denounced by Brazil all of a sudden. We need to have enough units around to deal with all of their cities at once. Right, and Tananarivo has actually been captured by Morocco. Good for them. I don't really have many allied city-states at the moment. I could start throwing out some bribes. I want you to connect uranium to your trade network. I'd love to connect uranium to my trade network. Beshbelik has grown, as has Rio de Janeiro. You are working that tile. I guess that is fine. Probably going to need to get a worker down there. It doesn't even have a pasture on it. I'm not too sure where all of our workers disappeared to. Doing things that they probably don't need to be. I'll leave them on automatic. They'll probably work it out. Rio de Janeiro, you're now working that tile. That is fine. You're 5 turns away from the airport. After the airport, you might want to go for... Is it worth getting a stable? You've got horses. That's all I can see at the moment, though. I can see one source of horses down here. So stable probably isn't the most useful thing. River tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot of river here. Having a hydro plant would be very, very good for you. Speaking of hydro plants, do we have one? Could we have one? Should we have one in Rome? We must already have one. Yeah, we do have a hydro plant. We can't get a nuclear plant either because we don't have the uranium, which is a bit of a pain. Don't really need to queue anything else up there for now. Cargo ship. Is that the new one? I think it probably is. We don't really want to go to Kyoto. Fez is a little bit crappy. 13 versus 17. Well, we might as well trade with Fez then. Might be safe enough for the time being. Who's working on the CN tower? You are, and you're 1 turn away. So we should get the CN tower on the next turn. That'll give us a broadcast tower in every city. So we're at 4, 5, 4 culture. 117 tourism. Ram is working on the Manhattan project. Well, he's completed the Manhattan project. There we go, we've got it. So we've gone from 454 to 570. So an extra 120 culture per turn. And we also gained an extra 7 tourism out of that. So that was nicely done. So we've completed the CN tower over in Kume. What would we like to do over here in Kume? Could start working on the Pentagon. Though it might not be worth it. Let's go ahead and help out with building the fighters. Ah, we will be connecting uranium very soon. That is nice. Am I going to build some nukes? I think it's always a good idea to have one in the back pocket, so we probably will build a nuke or two. People won't like us if we use it against Japan, but at least it'll give us a bit of a deterrent against being attacked. So we will try and get some nukes out if at all possible. And it might be the only way to stop Japan with his massive rush of units. Remember what we had to do to Shaka in the last playthrough, when he was just constantly sending massive armies my way. So we'll see how that goes. So computers is done. We're now working on robotics. That'll give us access to the missile cruiser as well as the spaceship factory. So we did need to go down that route anyway. This cargo ship over here, is this a new one or an old one? Looks like it is a new one. Don't want to send it to any of the Japanese cities. Palenque is still relatively safe, so let's continue to send you there. I know I'm not really looking around to see what the best routes are. I really should be doing that. We've finished the cockpit, so we've got our first spaceship part. So there's a start. We probably don't really need that stadium now, but we'll let it finish. Especially if we do end up taking any extra stuff from Japan. Could probably go ahead and upgrade this Gatling gun to a machine gun. Still quite a few turns away from getting a great scientist, so we will have to wait the full 12 turns now for robotics to finish. I don't mind that too much, that's not too much of a problem. We have finished the harbour over here. So we could go ahead now and get the seaport, which will give us more production. Especially when building naval units. Now we could build a lighthouse more food from the oceans, because you do get +1 food from ocean tiles in general. Let's get a lighthouse there, and then we'll work on the seaport, and then you can probably work on another cargo ship for us, I think. Antium. We could go ahead and get a lighthouse over here, I suppose. Or do we already have one? Oh, no, we do already have one. That's fine, then. Okay, on to the next turn. Look at this. Japan's still roaming around with a frigate up here. There's a research agreement between Japan and the mayor. Not too sure I'm happy about that. We don't really want Japan getting ahead of us on tech. I don't think that's going to happen, though. The fact that you were denounced by Morocco no longer holds any sway with other leaders. Good. Probably denounce me again in a minute. Choose production. Beshbalik has finished a fighter. What do we want to get over here in its stead? Let's make sure we get that castle, because nice and cheap, nice and easy. And we could go ahead and get some factories. We've got plenty of coal. Let's get some factories queued up. And after the factory, go ahead and get a hotel. Try and get as much tourism where we can. Unit needs orders. Fighter, you are going to be rebased onto the carrier. That will wake the carrier up, so you need to go back onto alert. It's strange that it does that actually stationing something aboard the carrier actually wakes it up. Our gold per turn is almost doubled from what it was a little while ago now, so we're actually making decent bank. Certainly afford to rush by some units or do some upgrades and things like that, so... Oh, no, Pedro's getting cocky. There we go, denounced by Morocco again. Don't really care. Don't know why you're denouncing me. I've never lifted a finger against you. Siam's at war with you. Japan's at war with you. Brazil's probably been at war with you in the past, but you're denouncing me, so that doesn't make any sense, does it? Antium has grown. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. I said I would, and I'll do it before I forget. 385 gold isn't cheap, but at least it's done. Antium's finished that cargo ship. I guess a stock exchange wouldn't be bad, actually. Although, do we have a seaport here? Yeah, we do have a seaport there. Do we want to get a medical... Well, we don't really want the medical lab. We're already growing here faster than we can do anything. I think we'll get a stock exchange. We'll just try and get as much money coming in as possible. Rome, I assume, has a medical lab. Yeah, I've already built the medical lab there. We could try and build the Great Firewall. I don't think we're having that much stolen from us. It's not really that big of a deal. Is there anything here that we want to build in Rome? Well, if we can get the Pentagon, if we can get it, we'll get it. There's no reason to say no. You guys have finished that. I guess you could get a farm here. No, too far away. You get a farm there, though. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll get a farm there. That'll be fine. Where has grown, actually? Antium. Did we... Yeah, you're now just working crappy sea tiles. They've got a good production tile there, though. That's fine. Do you know what would be nice in this game? And I think it would certainly make sense in terms of the mechanics. And there's probably even a mod that allows you to do it. But why can't you move the population from one city to another? You can do that in a game like Endless Space. You can actually move population from one planet to another within inside a system. So if I've got a city like this where I've got loads of people working crap tiles because there isn't, it's got good growth but nothing else going on, why can't I move this population to another city, providing the city has enough food to sustain them all? Yeah, give it a limitation. Make it so you can only move one person per turn, or make it so that if you move a person, they take, you know, 5 turns to arrive, so you're basically losing a population for 5 turns, and then you get them back at the other city. So by all means, you know, make it give it a sort of a negative twist, but allowing you to do it, because this city has so many people that I could just move to other cities that would be better. It is quite strange. We are really getting out the cargo ships here. 21 gold per turn if we go to Genoa. At 22 from Coventry, we'd be giving 6 science to them. I'd sooner go to Genoa, actually. I know I should look for sort of trade missions and things like that, but it's not really necessary. You are going to go to sleep for now. You don't need to do anything. And on to the next turn again. 10 turns until robotics. Doesn't look like... yeah, they've taken Antan and Revo. Or did they take it back? Tangiers isn't being attacked anymore. So I wonder who had that before. Must have been allied with Japan or Siam or something like that. Morocco seems to be doing quite well. Well, I wouldn't say they're doing quite well, but, you know, they're doing okay. They've managed to hold off the attack. Kume has finished its fighter. So what do we want to get over here in Kume? Well, we could certainly still get more fighters. Not really bothered about bombers, because we'll mainly be using battleships to do all of the bombardment. So let's go ahead and rebase you. Cargo ship was previously going to Fez. Carry on with that, I suppose. Carrier, once again, go on to alert mode. Oh yeah, we can upgrade to bazookas now. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's only 80 gold per turn. It's really, really cheap. That's a lot of navy you have down there, Japan. You can get upgraded. It will be a double upgrade, so it will be quite expensive. We can also upgrade you. We can upgrade you. There we go. That's just spent all of our money, but we will get it back. We're making decent money. We're still working on cargo ships. We'll be fine. As long as Japan doesn't declare war on me. Which he could. I don't think he will. Yeah, we'll continue. Do we still have spare ivory? Yeah, we'll continue selling that to you, even though it's like for a pathetic amount of money per turn. We'll keep doing it. Pedro has entered the atomic era. So he is quite behind now. Going to get some good production in Rio soon. And that will be useful if we do need to go to war with Brazil again. And also producing units that we can use against Morocco and Siam if we need to. I'm still thinking that going for the domination victory now might be a little bit tricky. I think it's probably a little bit too late in the game to take all of the remaining cities that I need. So I'm a little bit... I'm not convinced that that is going to be doable for me at my skill level. So let's get these machine guns uploaded to bazookas. Remember, it's always worth doing, because every time you upgrade your units, you're basically giving yourself a higher military score. And the AI does consider your military score before they decide to attack you. So if you have a higher military score... declaration of friendship with the Mayans. Why not? Why not? I know I said that I could attack them next. They are quite weak. But there again, there's a lot of people that are all friendly with each other. And I think Japan is the big problem. So, yeah, I think I need to be ready to defend myself. I think I also need to be ready to attack an AI, possibly, if we end up in a situation where one of the AI looks like they might be winning or ready to win. We might need to be able to do something quickly, but I don't think I'm going to be going for the domination victory. Also notice we've got why is there a workboat here? I suppose when Japan had their city there, 1, 2, 3, it was within range. That's not good. They're not going to be within range of any of my cities. That's quite hilarious. Kume has grown, and you're just working a... Well, that tile needs locking in for definite. That's not a great tile for you. Let's just take you out of there for the time being. Let's go ahead and put you in the research lab. Unit needs orders. Yeah, all of you guys will have woken up now because you all had upgrades, so that's fine. And go on to the next turn again. Yeah, so he's connecting up his uranium now. We do have some uranium, not very much. Unit needs orders. You are going to build a farm, not a trading post. I fully expect a counterattack to come from Japan, but in order for me to get a domination victory, I'd have to go to war with Japan again and try and take London and Kyoto. I'd have to go to war with the Mayans and take their capital, Palenque, which shouldn't be too difficult, but the problem is getting in here to get at Marrakesh and also getting up here to get at Sukhothai. I mean, we are relatively close to both cities, but we'd kind of have to get through Brazil to do it, and I just think it's going to be messy, so I think I'd prefer to avoid it. That's a very good tile to work, that manufactory. I'm not too sure why we weren't working that before, but yeah, fine, maybe we were. Or maybe that's not the tile that we were working, that we weren't working. Look at all these tiles we've got here. Do we want to go this production heavy tile? We could get this one here for some more science and culture, although working this tile isn't a bad idea. After this one then, go and grab yourselves a hotel for more tourism, then get yourselves a medical lab. Happiness is not a problem now, up to 31 happiness. And I'm sure there are still some more things we could get to increase that a little bit. So what have we got going on over here? That looked like a battleship. It's probably Japan. We did see them moving quite a significant navy around the coast of Rio de Janeiro. They've still got a fair few units actually moving land forces in as well. Might be a good time to declare war on Japan if all of their land units are embarked and on their way over to Morocco. It might be the perfect time to attack them, but knowing my luck, they've still got a huge army around London. We can adopt another policy, so let's. So we can actually get a level 3 tenant here. Plus 34% tourism to civilizations that have less happiness. Free courthouse upon city capture. Well, we're not really capturing cities anymore. May finish spaceship parts with great engineers. Now that's quite good, because it gives us a free great engineer and it gives us a free great scientist. Now then, before we pick that, let's look at happiness. Do we have more happiness than our neighbours? Not really. We'd have more tourism against Brazil, Japan, and Morocco, but not against Siam and the Maya. So it's not really all that useful. I think the ability to finish spaceship parts, especially if we are going to go for that scientific victory, the ability to finish spaceship parts with great engineers is great, but a free great engineer and a free great scientist is brilliant. And remember, they're free, so they don't. Well, it does bump up that one, but not that one. That's weird. It's supposed to be free. It shouldn't actually increase the time to get the next one, but oh well. We've got them free anyway, so that's going to help. I guess you've just been sort of pushed out because of the border growth. What we are going to do is move these submarines back, though, because we can actually upgrade them to nuclear submarines, which makes them much better. Difference between the two. We go and have a look at them. It's not showing me the normal submarine. Let's go ahead and do it this way. So a normal submarine has 35 combat and 60 range, with a 2-shot range and 5 movement. So 35, 62, 5. We go up to 50 and 85. So we've got 1 more movement, we've got 1 more range, we've got significant combat and ranged combat. Also, the nuclear submarine can carry 2 cargo, so it can actually carry nuclear missiles. So that's nuclear missiles, not atomic bombs, and ballistic missiles as well. It's also got extra sight, so yeah, they're very, very good to have. We'll definitely try and get those upgraded. This caravan over here was... I have no idea what it was doing. Carry on with the Yerevan, I suppose. We could definitely go ahead and pop this scientist, so let's do that. So now we can build missile cruisers. We can also start working on parts for the spaceship. 1 turn away from getting the fighter. We do have a spaceship factory here, or at least we should do, because we built the Hubble here. So we should have, yep, free spaceship factory. So let's go ahead and queue up the... Why do I not see it? Am I missing something? Oh no, because we're still working on advanced ballistics. That's just me being a dumbass. There was something else that I saw in there then that I thought, oh, I should probably build that. So what was it? We could probably get an atomic bomb on the go then. Let's build an atomic bomb. We will save you. Or do we want to use you to rush you to the Pentagon? I don't think I will rush for the Pentagon because I don't need the Pentagon desperately. If we get it, it'd be nice. If I don't get it, I'm not all that bothered. But I think that's a good place to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you are enjoying the series, and indeed if you have enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. And if you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye for now.